I'm just curious how he keeps everyone happy.
Well, let's try and figure that out, really, because Liverpool have favoured this formation so far, which is a 4-3-3 with a slightly higher attacking forward. If he sticks with this, there's a bit of talk, first of all, that Ekitike can play wide left. I wasn't convinced when he first come in. I'm a tiny bit more convinced now. There was a moment against Burnley where he sort of dances through here and puts one out across the box, and I'm thinking, okay, well, maybe Isak's still there for the tap up, but it looks all right. And so he seems happy over there, but he's obviously, it's more kind of drifting. It's like the Thierry Henry drifting over rather than sort of starting here. So, yeah, what would you make from what you've seen so far of this idea that, well, he could just take Gakpo's position? I'm
a bit like you. I think when he was at Frankfurt, I wasn't having it.
Yeah.
I'm a bit weirded out by where the talks came from, because he's never really done it, you know, like it's never really been a thing anywhere he's been, really. But having seen him now, I don't think he's like a penalty box 9. I think he has got multifunctional qualities to him. And you mentioned there about Burnley, there was a moment against, I think it was Bilbao.
Yeah.
And he gets the assist.
Yeah.
Well, he's in the same spot, step over, byline, back stick, and I think Salah scores. So I can see him doing that, and if he is presented with a one-on-one, which we know slots-wide players are, I think he will cope a lot better than a Nunes did. I think Nunes was a bit more just knock and run and beat them with your speed. Ekitike's got quite skillful and you know, good in tight spaces and all that sort of thing. So I actually can see it happening. And I think last season we did bits where Gakpo was here and Diaz was here, didn't we? And throughout the course of the game, they would just kind of swap positions and rotate, because they could both do the wide left, they could both do the 9. I think if Ekitike was to play on the left, I think that's what would happen. I think they'd almost take turns apiece out there, with Isak mainly being inside, because he's the better finisher for me, he's the better striker. Ekitike's more of a forward, Isak's more of a striker. But they can just dovetail between themselves. So I can see it happen. Although one thing I would take issue with is, you know, when you see like makeshift 11s by like mad tactical accounts on Twitter and that, well, they've just been very quick to just bench Gakpo and just assume that Ekitike would play the Champions League final tomorrow. I don't think that's the case. Like, I think now that Isak's in, as good as Ekitike's done, I still think Gakpo's the starting left man, and I think that will remain the case, you know, moving forward. Like, he's prime age and all that. He's always he's been at the club for a few years. So I think Ekitike will get minutes over there. He'll get minutes here as well. I think he might get minutes here.
Okay.
At a push. It would impact the midfield a little bit. But I think he could do bits there. But I don't think he's the starter for any of them, if you get what I mean.
Yeah. And that might just be what ends up happening, and he gets enough minutes in enough different positions to sort of keep him happy. But you talked about past comparisons there. I remember 13-14 under Brendan Rodgers when he had Suarez and Sturridge, and he started the season like that, and Suarez is out. I can't remember which ban it was, whether he bit someone or what it was. I think it was the bite, but he was out for the first 3 of the games of the season, so you had Sturridge here, and he's obviously scored, and then maybe a little bit of injuries happened, but once we got into the season proper, he was rotating them, and he was playing one left, and I remember the 5-1 against Arsenal.
I was going to say Arsenal, yeah.
Yeah, Sturridge plays there, doesn't he? Suarez plays there. Whereas in another game, I think Everton, he turned it around like that and did that. So he was looking at it, and he was smarter than what he was given credit for, Rodgers. He was looking, well, what kind of forward do I want in this game? So he was sort of able to do that and think, well, you know, against Arsenal, I want someone who's going to go around the back and do what Sturridge is able to do. I mean, Sturridge could have done a lot of things. He was a magician, but able to sort of get around the back. Whereas, you know, in certain other games, you know, I want Suarez in there causing absolute havoc. And you think that could be an option for the manager, but I can't see Isak starting the game sort of out there.
I can't overly, to be honest. I think when he first arrived in England, he had bits like that about him where, you know, he did paint a picture of a dribbly kind of tricky forward almost, but
there's an assist, is it, against Everton where he's doing ballet around there and then just pulls it back.
Yeah, absolutely nuts that. I think he could do bits out there, but it would look mad, I think, to pay what you've paid for him, and you play Ekitike as your 9.